everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the look that I'll be showing you guys today. I went really matte on the eyes. I used more of like the burnt orange burgundy colors, no shimmer, wing liner. I did some wispy lashes and I did a nice highlight on my brow bone. So I'm gonna start with filling my brows in. As you can see, my brows are very light. It needs a lot of filling in. It's very sparse. The first thing I'm gonna do is dip brow in taupe. And I have an eyeliner brush here. And I'm gonna make it flat on my hand. I always like filling in the arch first. And I'm gonna make my brows a little bit longer as well. Now after I fill my arch in, I'm gonna go to the front of the brow and create a nice line here where the start is, and whatever's left over on my brush, I'm just gonna spread it out. Now with a thicker brow brush, I'm gonna use ash brown, which is this darker color down here. It's like a darker grayish brownish color. I'm making my brows darker as well as setting my brow gel so it lasts throughout the day. I'm gonna prime my eyelids. We're gonna use soft ochre. This is what I always use to prime my eyes. I'm gonna apply the whole lid with a concealer brush. I'm gonna go back and blend it out with a flat brush. Now you can also blend it out with a blending brush or anything else. It doesn't matter, whatever is convenient for you. I'm gonna set my lid with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. You wanna set the lid whenever you have no crease on your lid so that it doesn't crease more whenever it's set. I'm gonna use the color Silk Cream from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna use the color Hunts, which is a very burnt orange color. I'm applying it on my crease and a little bit on my lid. But we don't want to go over our original crease color. So we want to keep it a little bit low. I'm going to use Jack's on the outer crease area. And I'm going to go back with my brush that I used with my crease and blend that out. So I'm gonna add another layer, make it a little bit more pigmented. This palette has really nice colors, but I feel like you have to layer the colors a little bit to get nice pigment. I mean, it really depends on what color. So this one was a little bit darker and it didn't pick up the pigment too well. The very first color I used, the first and second color I used on the crease was fine. But I feel like the darker colors are a little bit harder to pick up. So you can see that it didn't show up, even though I did like 2 layers, it doesn't show up as much. So the color on the pan was much darker than this, but whenever you blend it, it kind of fades away. I'm gonna use the color Jack's. Again, we're using it on the outer ends of the crease. So I'm gonna apply a lighter color on my lid. I'm using this orangey color called Creamsicle. I'm gonna keep this look matte. So I wanted to add a little bit of a lid color, just so it's not all the red tones. So put a little bit of like a neutral orangey color in there. So since I decided to keep my lid very matte, I'm gonna do a nice shimmer highlight on my brow bone. I'm using the highbrow glow from Vanity. And I'm adding this to my outer arch. I'm gonna use the color Beam to set my brow glow. So I just did my eyeliner off camera. I just did a simple winged liner, went a little thin on the inside, thicker on the outer ends. I want to give my face a little bit more of a bronzy glow. I'm going to put my shirt down a little bit. I'm going to use the Loving Tan Bronze Shimmer in Dark. Put some on my hand first. So since I added a little bronzy glow to my chest, I also want to prep my face with something that's going to give me a little bit more of a color. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Unisex Healthy Glow All Year Hydrating Summer Tint Moisturizer. So whenever you put it on your hand, it actually looks like a clear liquid, but whenever you put it on, it gives you a nice color. I'm going to rub it in my face on this side. And as you rub it in, it starts tinting your face. So I'll do it on half my face and you guys will see the difference. I waited about 5 seconds, so now you can see the difference. This side, I don't have the product down, and this side I do. This is a really good way to kind of darken your complexion without going so dark on your foundation. It automatically makes my skin a little bit darker, so I don't have to struggle too much with foundation matching. I'm gonna use the shade Honey Bronze from Estee Lauder. I'm not sure if this is gonna show up too dark on me. I'm gonna do one layer first and blend it out. I have this foundation brush from MORPHE. It's M707, and I'm gonna put it on one side of my face and see how it looks. Now, if it's too dark, I can always go over it with the lighter foundation, but I think it's looking pretty good. So I went ahead and applied the Honey Bronze all over my face. I do like the color, so I'm gonna move on. Blending this out with a beauty blender. Make sure your beauty blender is wet, so it's expanded and it doesn't eat up too much product. So I'm using this super warm Graftobian palette. These are very creamy. I've been using this for years. I'm gonna start with my nose contour. I'm gonna get my nose nice and thin today. You want to contour on the face of the nose. Always remember, you don't want to go too out because then you'll make it look wide. I'm gonna blend my nose with a shadow brush. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked 2 brush. I think this is from the Naked 2 palette. And it's nice and stiff, so it's really good with blending the nose. I'm gonna blend out my contour with the Face Master brush. This is from Gabby Rose Makeup. She just sent it to me. I like it. It's nice and stiff, but it's a little bit too stiff for contour maybe. Okay, maybe this is a little bit too stiff to blend the contour. I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the color Light Medium Honey. We're gonna go on the side of the nose first. We wanna make sure we make the nose nice and thin. I'm gonna go over my concealer with medium. I think that shade was a little bit too light for me. With my beauty blender, I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I always use the opposite side of my beauty blender, which is the clean side. to blend the area between the contour and the highlight. I'm gonna set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm gonna let it bake a little bit today. So I'll leave it on under my eyes while I do my brows. I'm gonna set the rest of my face. I'm gonna tap off the excess just with any kind of brush. It doesn't matter, it can be a blush brush or a bigger face brush. Just want to make sure you get all the excess out. I'm going to apply the matte setting spray from Cover FX. I'm going to use the color Jax on my lower lash line. And you want to make sure that you really squeeze the product in because you don't want to have any fallout after your face makeup's done. I'm going to use the Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in Alkaline. It's like a purplish color. I'm going to mix these two shades from the Anastasia Lip Palette. I'm going to line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude. I'm going to darken my contour with the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow palette. This is in the shade Light. And I'm going to go over my contour points. So I didn't contour my forehead with cream today, but I'm going to go over it with a bronzer a little bit. I'm going to apply the highlight on the tip of my nose and also on the bridge. And I always like doing this step with my finger. I'm going to add another layer on my cheekbone. So this is the final look. Hope you guys like it. If you are new to my channel, please stay tuned for more videos.